can do psychotherapy, social work, psychology, counseling, without figurines, without symbols. What happens when we do learn how to use them is that we have this opportunity to come through the back door of consciousness. And when it comes to clients with trauma, deep grief and loss, any kind, mind, body, relationships, friends, whatever, that we can actually have the figures act as a third helper, a helping person. It could be a rock, it could be a tree, it could be a porpoise. So what figurines do is that because it's a projective that we're talking about, then they can come alive and be a third factor. So it's like jumping, it's the emotions and the lived experience and the memories can jump out of us and be given to the porpoise or to the tree, and then we're able to, it's distancing it and witnessing it and recognizing and acknowledging it, sometimes for the first time in our lives. To see the devouring crocodile or to see the helpful little bird. All of these the therapist can use to support in a positive way. I think the caveat that I want to add is not to extract like a dead tooth. We're not extracting information from clients. And therapists need to be trained in order to use these in an empowering, positive, supporting way, and not a diminishing extraction. It's not a personality test. The movies, the characters, and now we have as many female and male superheroes, and you can see that from Zorro and Batman and our little guy to infinity and beyond. It's the spirit of resilience. It's the spirit of I can do this and I can survive and I can make it. And some of our warrior women that are represented here, not only the myths, but anime, fairy tales, it's just cultural icons. And then Tim Burton figures I really highly recommend because they're so beautiful to represent the fear and the anxiety within us. And what I really think is important about the Tim Burton figures is how sadness or learning disabilities or grief or this just a diminishment of self-esteem being so broken. And here's the little garbage character. So what does a child feel like when their head feels like it's been split open, carved open, and there's just beer cans? We have a metal figure that is also hard to understand where the little heart is and how torn apart they feel. Imagine what it might feel like to be the figure that has so many pins sticking in her head. So much pain. So imagine each one of those pins are phrases that she has heard over and over again her whole life. We don't love you. We don't care about you. You shouldn't even be in the world. Well, you were an accident. We don't want you. Or you're ugly. The bullies on the playground, or the coach or teacher that accidentally diminishes a child through sarcasm. That builds up and puts pins in the heart, in the chest, and constrains breathing and perceptions of self.